My name is Joshua Fuchingo Juma. I am 41 years now. As a freshman, I was invited to UBF and thereafter I joined 2004 Spiritual Revival Conference. The title was How Then Shall We Live from 1 Kings 18:21. When I joined the conference, I was still holding on to my human plans and ambitions. But this question was repeatedly asking me, how then shall you live this campus? So at the end of the campfire, at the end of the conference, I burned all my bars of human ambitions and plans and made a clear decision to follow Jesus as my Lord. During my life as a campus student, I struggled a lot with my pride and human ambitions and tried to run away from Jesus many times. But God helped me through John 21:15. I preached on this passage more than 6 times. And when I wasn't preaching, I was reading the skit and playing Peter's role until I would cry out like Peter and deeply accepted John 21:15 in my heart. I could eventually confess my love to Jesus by accepting to feed his sheep as a campus shepherd. As a young sheep, I used to think my shepherd was such an idle man who used to stay at the center only waiting for me to come from my busy academic schedule and then stress me more with testimony writing and Bible studies. So I thought I was doing him such a great favor whenever I came for Bible study. But my sheep taught me the reality of shepherding. We could agree on a Bible study schedule. I could really strive from my work, driving over 1 hour on the traffic. But then I could also wait 1 more hour beyond our agreed time. But they didn't show up, even without apologies. Even though I really struggled to out of my schedule to come, they never seemed to obey or follow God's word. Even I left the center very late into the night going home. And one day I was accosted by 6 robbers. I really screamed and ran to my house. At some point I really feared for my life. And I contemplated stopping the evening Bible study. But God challenged me through John 10:11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. This gave me confidence to continue struggling to be a good shepherd like Jesus to them. And through my struggle, God has helped me to raise 5 faithful graduate shepherds. And one of them is engaged to marry by faith. I am also feeding 10 other student sheep, and I pray that they may grow with a clear calling as campus shepherd. Yeah, house church by faith is the greatest test of my spiritual life. When I got the challenge to establish my house church by faith, first, it was against my human plan for marriage. And secondly, it was completely against cultural practices. So I completely denied. For 1 year, I never agreed to follow house church by faith. But later on, God challenged me through John 14:15. If you love me, you can obey what I command. So this really diffused my human approach, and I decided to humble down and follow what's leading to establish house church. God blessed me and my fiancée to be engaged and prayed for by Dr. John June, who was our general director there. However, after my acceptance, my father-in-law could not agree to bless our marriage because I came from a different tribe. So it took us 1 year of prayer and trying all means of convincing him, including using her tribesmen to convince her. But God did not allow these human interventions. And eventually, we thank God who opened the way just a month to our wedding, and then he accepted to bless our marriage. However, still after his agreement, when I informed my mother, she was also concerned equally because my wife-to-be was coming from a different tribe. So I was summoned in my rural home, and I found my mother together with my elder brothers. They took me through a whole day of serious grieving. And at the end, they advised me to just marry the traditional way. That means I just stay with her until when she was assessed and proven to be qualified is when I would commit to her through a wedding. But I thank God who gave me confidence to defy this kind of advice. And I declared that that amounted to doing guesswork with my marriage. And God does not do guesswork. So I insisted that I was not following my own plan. It was only God's plan. And I had full confidence in her, in God for her. So with this determination, they gave up on me and they allowed me to go ahead with our marriage. And God blessed our marriage. After graduation, I got employed as a sales and service engineer in a company supplying industrial machinery. I worked there for 3 years, and thereafter I joined Total Oil Company in Kenya as a territory manager. But after 1 year of working there, I developed a spirit of having a flexible schedule that could allow me to serve God more effectively. So I decided to start my own self-supporting company. From that time, God took me through difficult 2 years of struggle. However, God challenged me through Malachi 3:10 to tithe faithfully because I was very weak in tithing. So after I preached this message, I made my vow to faithfully tithe $50 every month. Even though I didn't have a business background from home, and even my training was engineering, I lacked the basic skills to run a successful company. But God used my devotion to Him to begin building my self-supporting from very small and negligible opportunities. And God trained me to trust in Him. Even at some point, my customers didn't pay, and I wrote very harsh mails to them. I made threatening calls. I even visited them physically to have them pay. But all my human effort did not bear fruit. I completely gave up and prayed to God to intervene in this time. I even switched off my phone completely to focus on my message as a messenger and focus even on meditating on God's word. I was pleasantly surprised to receive many messages of payments made to my company after I opened up my phone. Through this, God was training me to trust Him fully and to obey Him. God has raised this company to have 5 employees now. And my prayer is that God can continue to grow it so that it may provide jobs to our struggling members in the future. In our mission, we have 3 senior Shepherd house churches and 3 mission house churches. In total, we have 11 of them. I pray that God may help me through working with missionaries and our senior leaders. We may double our ministry by 2030.